shit. Sorry if we sound like dog shit. Oh, we're live. Sorry we sound like dog shit this morning, guys. I'm having an allergy attack and I sound like Nanny Fran. So nobody come up in these comments talking about it, please. Thank you very much. We look like dog shit this morning. This was an on the fly, like on the spur type of thing. We didn't plan this. So you ain't gonna look at us this early. You don't get that privilege. I
No,
was
it's
trying to give y'all something to look at, but we can't. And we don't know why we don't even have damn pictures. Where's our pictures? Why is this the old logo? Why do you have no picture? What
I
is wrong
don't
with this thing?
don't know. I don't, you're asking the wrong person, bro. I
This thing.
has not got answer.
It is stupid. I tell you that. It is stupid.
It's stupid.
It is a stupid. Anyway, so we were just having a really good chit chat, and we wanted to bring y'all on, like always.
Like we haven't done in forever. Just a normal chit chat.
So, okay, so going back to what was it?
We were talking. We got start my dad and his paganism journey, and how it's kicked off, and the books he needs to read, and that went into the differences into witchy pagans and pagan pagans and witches without
It's
paganism,
yeah,
and like traditions and Christmas and tooth fairies and like the little things that people do that they don't realize are magic. And then that led into the universe and how science is explaining the magic, but the magic is still magic. And we were just going down this rabbit hole this morning.
yeah. Like even the way you explained that, I was like, oh my god, how did we even do that?
And it's amazing I can remember how we got there. That's the
Literally,
big takeaway.
literally. But yeah, because like we were talking about like with Santa, like how there's the traditions of leaving him milk and cookies and leaving him a letter, or like a note or some shit. Um, oh my god, I sound horrible. I'm sorry, guys.
You sound
Um,
fine.
and how like because we were talking about how like the adults like they know that's not real. You know what I mean? They are just getting the spoiler alert saying that's not real. So to all the kids watching.
No. Well, think of that, and that's where my brain goes. It's like they know it's not real, but they allow children to have that little nugget of fantasy and make believe and magic to
Yeah,
spur them on, so that when they have kids, it's like, oh, Santa's not real. We get it at like a certain age, but then when you grow up and you have kids, you're like, but I gotta retain the magical
yeah,
tradition of the make believe, because you know what? Why not? Why not? Children deserve to be innocent, and to believe in the magical and mysterious is to be innocent in this day and age. You know what I mean?
right. And that's where I was saying, like, if you trace back, because again, like, even though the adults don't know, if you trace that tradition back to its roots, it goes all the way back to, like, the 12 nights of Yule, where, because Christmas, again,
Hmm.
spoiler alert, with the winter solstice and everything, our day, our holiday as pagans, it's the 12 nights of Yule that, the wild hunt is happening, where, good morning, Curious, where you are. And during the Wild Hunt was a frightful time for the ancients. You know what I mean? First of all, winter alone was a frightful time. But then you
Oh, yeah.
added the 12 nights of Yule with the Wild Hunt and the gods and the spirits and the demons and the whatever the fuck riding along on their horses or running through the night collecting lost souls and anyone who could just be out there. You would leave the offerings out there for those nights and as like a thing and like maybe a petition if you want for the gods or whatever the case, but you would leave that stuff out there in hopes that they don't collect your soul and your spirit during the wild hunt. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah.
So, and it, that's that tradition, like again, an old pagan tradition, still seen today as like, oh, let's leave, milk and cookies for the guy who only comes around during, the winter time. Like,
I love it though, because, and some of these stories, which I'm hoping do come back one day, because everything comes back, right? To a certain extent. But like, you don't really hear about the wild hunt. You hear, leave milk and cookies as a thank you for Santa, or put your tooth under your pillow for the tooth fairy, or you got to go do X, Y, and Z. Which the amount, and jumping holidays here, the amount of Easter celebrations that differ is wild. Um, but there we do all these little nitpicky things, and we don't even know why we do it anymore. And I feel like that needs to come back. Obviously, in our society in this day and age, even with the growing pagan population, like it's getting lost more and more. But I feel like now that there's a resurgence going on, which I'm happy and sad for, that maybe we can start bringing some of these traditions back.
Well,
Maybe,
and that's
maybe
where I
we,
was gonna say, honestly, I think they are kind of bad. Like I know for me, any children that come around me, I'm gonna be telling them the stories of the old. I'm not like if I were to have children, right? Or let's say my future nieces and nephews, when
mm,
they get older or whatever. They're obviously going to hear about Santa because I'm not their parents. But I'm going to be like, okay, there's also Santa, but you tell them about these guys too. Because, make sure you leave a couple of extra cookies on the side for the gods so they don't collect your soul, baby boy.
right.
You don't want to die, do you?
Mm.
You don't want to get got. So,
Start
you know.
introducing the language of offerings.
Yeah, no, and again, if I were to have children, those are the like, yeah, you're not hearing about Santa Claus. You're hearing about the Wild Hunt, and maybe Hearn is the one that brings the gifts. You know what I mean? And then later, and maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna just straight up and be like, nah, I get the gifts. You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
again,
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know.
That went so south. So south.
I don't know. I don't know because I don't want to lie and say Hearn's getting them when he's not. You know what I mean? And
Well,
I don't
yeah,
want
okay,
to.
maybe not Hearn, but like the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of Yule, the spirit of
Oh, I
whatever.
could do that. The spirit of Yule, the spirit of Christmas. It'll be Yule, obviously, because I don't celebrate
Yeah.
Christmas. But yeah, the
The
spirit of Yule, I could
Yuletide
do.
kid.
I could literally say it's Jack Frost.
Yeah, I mean, and he will nip your nose.
No, facts. That's why you get your ass to bed
Right.
so he
Stand.
could come and give you the gifts.
I
But
just think I love that stuff. Like I deeply enjoy, like that was my favorite time. Like okay, that's gonna sound bad, but as a parent, I look forward to being able to tell those little tales and enjoy that moment of excitement and mystery, and with the boys, like that the night before and the day of, and
yeah,
we would do midnight egg hunts. So I
oh my
would.
god, for
Oh
for
no.
Easter,
Yes, we
yeah.
did. I worked with a group of people that also had kids and around the same age group, and we would do a midnight hunt. So I had 2.5 acres, and this was back when I still lived down way south in Georgia. And they would come and we would line the cars up and cut the headlights on,
Oh
and
my
it would be
god,
like 10:30, 11 at night, and we would have hidden the eggs during before or after dinner, that day, and the kids would have to go and find the eggs at night, and it made it a little bit more fun. We had a grill
that's
going,
like
we had fire
manhunt,
going.
egg hunt.
Yeah,
I
it was
love that.
amazing, and they loved it. And then after they would come in, we would have a beverage, they would have some snacks, watch a movie, fall asleep, huddled in a pile, innocently like children are supposed to, and it brought something out, like you can't do that anymore. You know what I mean?
No,
And I'm not even that old. It
why
just
can't you do that?
Well, because parents are weird about other parents. Parents are weird about other children. Parents are overly paranoid about everything. Not saying that they shouldn't be, but you should cultivate an environment of trust within your friend group that maybe, if you ferreted out people when you get the weird tingles, don't invite them to the fucking barbecue. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. I mean, holla. If you're getting your spidey senses going, like, listen up.
Right.
That's
Like,
that's the
and
intuition, babe.
I feel like, because back in my day when I was a kid, they literally, do you know where your kids are at 10 o'clock at night every night on the TV with a different celebrity? Because
Yeah,
we was running wild. We was
fucking
running
Alyssa
wild.
Milano. Good morning, Glenn. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I mean, I say back in my day, but I might be at the age where I can say that, even though I'm only 21. So,
Oh, shut
So,
up with that 21 nonsense.
so anyway, but no, seriously, like you can literally, my parents didn't. I mean, we also did have, I mean, maybe we were just lucky, girl, because we did have the property too. You know what I mean? Where
Mhm.
like, go do your fucking thing. Just don't bother me. You know, my parents, like, my
Oh,
parents
yeah.
didn't want the kids in the house ever. Like, get out. Leave me
Yeah.
alone. Just don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, you know, be safe, obviously, and be in the surrounding areas, obviously. But like go outside. We like manhunt was a tradition. We when we would have like a bunch of people get together. Oh my god! But me for me though, my favorite holiday, obviously. I mean, come on, are you gonna really question that?
I know. You tell them.
Hey, Halloween. What the fuck?
Of course.
As a
No,
kid growing up, that was like, huh?
no, I was laughing because I was like, duh. I don't know why I couldn't, like, anyway, go ahead.
No facts. Fucking I like that was the one time, and again, like as a witch, I don't know, just for Halloween, like this, like Halloween's sake, you could feel the energy of like the magic. You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean? And it just made me feel more alive. Like, cause for me, I'm a summer baby, right? And it's like the older I get, the more I want to be by the beach. You know, so
Hmm.
thank God for typing. I bless it. I bless it because the but so the fuck I said that for anyway. Why? How did? What the fuck?
We're talking about Halloween and then
I
jumped
know.
into, thank God I'm a summer baby. And then went right
Oh,
to
thank God.
talking
That's what
about
it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Thank you so much. Okay, because when summer ends, I'm sad. You know, I'm depressed as a kid. You know, I was sad. You know, school started. Nobody liked the end of summer.
right.
But then Halloween and fall was like right there. So once that came back, it was like a resurgence of energy. But
Yeah.
again, you could feel the magic. You could feel the power. You could feel the spirits. You could feel the other spirits. You know what I mean? Even
Mm.
not just the spirits of the dead, but just the other creatures just lurking around. You know what I mean? And you could feel it in the wind, hear it, you know?
Yeah.
It's insane. And so as a kid and as a witchy kid, I was very receptible to that. And so, you know,
Receptive.
dress what the fuck ever? Did you know what I meant?
Okay, whatever.
Okay. Anyway. So
I know what you
so
get electrocuted because you're a receptacle. You know what I mean?
okay. Oh my God, I don't even know
It's
what that
my
means.
this is my job. I spread knowledge. Okay, you were
Okay,
gonna
knowledge.
tell
What does that even mean? Electrocuted?
a receptacle is like an outlet.
Okay, so I was close. Electrocuted. Okay. All right. Um.
Facts.
So but yeah, and then I don't know. I feel like you could just tap into it, and it made me feel. It was like the only time of year it made me feel like yes, this is like if I grew up, you know that movie Halloween Town.
Uh huh.
If I grew up in Halloween Town, like that would make so much sense. Like I
I
would
feel
survive in Halloween Town more than I probably would have survived here.
I feel like you have cultivated your own Halloween town because you are very good at taking ordinary things and making them magical.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. Like you see, like when especially when I'm like in a funk and you're trying to be like cheerful and upbeat, and I'm just over here like, no, everything sucks. And you're like, no, if you look at it like this, or you picture it like this, and if we enjoy it like this, and we go do this, then it'll be just as magical as it could be. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I wasn't looking through those lenses the way you look through those lenses,
Yeah.
like you still know how to bring that childlike wonder out, and that's a deep love and appreciation I have for you because you're able to do that. You know what I mean?
Thank
And
you.
you're able to
Yeah.
put me in a better mood.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I what I say, and that's something where I mean that means a lot to me. I appreciate that,
Hmm.
but that and I mean the only credit I can give to that is the fact that being a like being a witch my whole life. Then it's like I got luck, and I don't know how this is for other people, but And it's just also maybe the way I discovered it too was a very magical journey in and of itself.
Mhm.
But at the point where I'm starting to think, okay, maybe I'm just Lulu. I mean, the magical part, I thought that because I never, because I always knew spirits were real. I had family that kept me with like, there's gifts, except it's not gifts that you possess, it's gifts that were given by God. And as much as we can get into that, because that's for some cases very true, but in some other cases, it's not a gift from God. It's just you're a witch, babe. You're a
Mhm.
witch. And sometimes being a witch is a gift from God. It's very it depends, There's so many so many things. But then once I discovered witchcraft, I was like, holy shit, not only because at one point I was getting into the realm of okay, I'm not a witch because maybe I'm delusional and magic ain't real, but psychic definitely because I had premonitions, I could sense the dead, I could see the dead, I could my biggest gift at the time was clairsentience, where I could
Mhm.
feel, I could read you like a book just off of that energy. Like if a spirit came to me, I could tell you what the spirit looked like, smelled like, everything, and how they lived their life without seeing
Mhm.
this person or even hearing the spirit. But it's because of
Mhm.
what the energy they bestowed on me.
Yeah.
So, but then I discovered witchcraft and I was like, holy shit, this, okay, makes so much fucking sense. And it made me kind of like just remind myself that, like, oh yeah, I wasn't crazy. I really was doing what I was doing, being what I was being. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
then it would remind me, like, because reading about paganism and why that's even my religion is because it reminded me of thoughts I only had when I was a child, when I was still innocent in a sense where like no one else influenced me. Like I didn't even know what religion was, and these were the ways I thought the world just worked. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just based off of my own like little child thoughts. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm. Which I think is, I feel like, and I might ruffle some feathers saying this for some people, but I feel like if we stop trying to put everybody in boxes as children, okay, this is going to be your religion, this is going to be your belief, this is going to be your outcome, this is going to be your outlook, then maybe we would see people younger coming into different aspects that they're actually pulled towards, instead of trying to fit inside a box for 30 years and then popping out later in life and feeling like they're 10 steps behind everybody else, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. See,
I,
that's fair too. That's why like I do what I do, even if I'm in front of people. I mean, obviously depends on what I'm doing. I won't do certain things in front of people unless you're
right.
my neighbors. At this point, I literally have let them see it all.
Yeah.
But like I don't have that like I'm like people are looking at me fear,
Hmm.
and I don't know if that's good or bad.
I think it's good. I think there's a time and a place where fear could be relevant, but I think, like, again,
Not
I don't
fear, but
have that.
awareness.
Yeah, exactly, because not everything we do would be sound for other people, and I still have that. Like, I don't. It's like it really just depends on what I'm doing, but most of the time, I'd rather just be on my own, out in the shadows. I don't want to hear anybody, giving me shit when I'm trying to do something, because I don't give them shit, but they feel very freely to give me shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So it does not help my concentration. It hinders me more than anything. I just like being private. Now, my beliefs are out and proud. Like, I don't care. But like, my practice is more private.
right. See, my beliefs, same thing, out and proud. Now, practice, it depends on the situation. Like, if I go to a place where I'll never see these people again, I don't give a fuck sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to speak on it, but, like, if I have to do something, I'll do it. And you know what, too? The best thing is nonchalant. If you
Uh-huh.
do it nonchalant, if you're not looking at people and paying so much, like, if you're not sending your energy to all the people around you, they're not going to pick up on anything to look at. You know what I mean? Because
Well, that and
that's
most
another
people are
firm believer.
so in their phones. Everybody's in their phones
Yeah.
nowadays. Like
So
nobody's
people
paying
are so
attention to shit.
distracted. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about you, especially if you're in an area like imagine the city, right? And you're like
Oh
on the
yeah.
sidewalk, like, and you want to do something, but everyone is walking right there, babe. Everyone probably isn't even looking right in front of them. Like they're lost in their own mental awareness with
Oh
headphones
yeah.
on or looking at their phones or just all they're thinking about is their energy is focused on I got to get to where I'm going. So that's all they see. And
Yeah.
again, when I believe that when people put the energy on looking at people, people are gonna pick up on that and then look at them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if you just focus on what you're doing, or maybe as some of us do,
Invisius.
invisible,
Drop a
um,
cloak down.
literally, like do what you do nonchalantly without worrying about anything, and odds are nobody even gonna see what the fuck you're doing or question what the fuck you're doing.
I cannot tell you how many times this motherfucker told me that Invisius doesn't work, and then we'd be out doing something somewhere, and I'm like, do it, Invisius, 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 and then they would walk by. They didn't even know that we were there. They didn't acknowledge us at all. Walked 2 feet from us and had no clue what we were doing. And we'd be doing some wild shit out in public.
Oh my god! And every time I'd look at her and be like, "Shut up, don't even speak."
But it works.
It does work. It really does. But like, shut up. Just shut up.
Look, man, you have your thing. I got my thing. Let me have it. That shit's
So
hilarious.
fucking. But yeah. Where? What am I talking? I don't even know where we are anymore. What happened?
Well, we were talking about like weird traditions, and you got on to Halloween, and I totally skipped over Halloween. And I'm thinking, like in our the next blog post I write, I kind of want to bring up some of the older traditions. Not that we don't all know them that watch this channel, like we all are pretty aware, but I just like talking about them. I just think they're so
Yeah.
neat.
Yeah.
Like the gourds and the masks and lighting of the candle and the burning of the fires and
Yes.
all those little
Definitely.
things. Because
Yeah.
we all still do
Absolutely.
that shit. We just
Yes.
don't know why
No.
we do it anymore. It's gotten so lost in
It's
translation.
gotten so lost. People are like most Americans are lighting pumpkins, not really knowing why they're lighting pumpkins, but because it's a Halloween tradition.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like there's got to be some nugget of something in people and everybody that chooses to participate that they believe just a little bit. They don't know why. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
they want to hold on to that little magical aspect of life because life sucks. Let's be honest. Like the day and age we live in, Jesus Christ, the world is
The
burning down.
mundane has turned into what I feel something it should have never been turned into. And this is
Exactly.
where I'll always say, like, I'm not saying the ancients were 100% right, because
Right. Right.
obviously we're not
Look.
there anymore.
Yeah.
However, letting go 100% of the old ways also is the reason we are where we fucking are and why it's so fucked, because we are not meant to be where we are doing what we're doing in the mundane. And
Hmm.
if we kept a healthy balance of old ways and modern ways, we'd probably be exactly where we need to be. But I feel like humanity itself is just such an extreme race. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And always has to do the most. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's always like in pursuit of the future, in pursuit of the next thing, in pursuit of this. And it's okay to sometimes stand still and take
Yeah.
in the moment as it is and reflect and ponder and think about things and why we do things and the meanings, like the deeper meanings behind some of the things we do that we take for granted,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, like you got to be okay with you. And if you wake up one day and you're 80 years old and you start reflecting on life and like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, you know I feel like we'd have less regrets if we were just true to self. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's not problematic, especially in the time that we live in, but true to self doesn't get enough play as it should, because we have to
Absolutely.
conform so much to society that we're in,
Yeah.
which is shitty because everybody feels like shit most of the time because
Yep.
we're trying to fit. And it's like none of us, not none of us, but a lot of us don't fit in these little precise boxes that society's laid out for us.
Not at all. And that's why again, like even thinking about think about like one of the biggest things that I think of, like the whole fucking daylight savings time.
Mhm. Mhm.
That ain't real. Why are we doing this? And I understand it was for farming, but like we, I feel like nature, like back then, the ancients didn't have that. You know what I mean? And I
Mhm.
feel like the sun does it on its own anyway.
Right. Right.
Like
The season is the season. We don't need to
no, or
encapsulate it
like the
so much.
regular 9 to 5. Like humans were not meant to work the 9 to 5.
Absolutely not. God.
Like that's not. No, that's not what. What? Life was meant for the living. Okay. It was not meant to be stuck at work for most of your life. You know?
Mhm.
We have it all fucked up. All fucked up.
I
The
am
mundane
cre-
is ridiculous.
It is. I'm creating a chat GPT for our thumbnail.
Okay, cute. I love that.
Well, as we're sitting here talking about it.
Fucking. But yeah, so again, the mundane, and so that's why, like, with the childlike wonder, and not even the childlike wonder, but like the recognition of the magic in everything and the reminder of that, that's like what keeps, I mean, I feel like that's what keeps any witch alive. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm. I mean, there is a place for what are they called? Neo pagans? Is that the new term where it's like you bring in some of the new, some of the old, but it's more modern based? Is that neo paganism? Like,
Well, as far as I think we are all neo pagans. Like, because pagans, definition wise, right? Pagans were like the ancients, the ancient Greeks, the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Romans, all the
before a
ancients.
defined religion came in.
Yes.
Okay.
And now that paganism has had its resurgence in the new world, that is why it is now called, technically speaking, neo-paganism. But I
Gotcha.
don't. When someone asks me my religion, I don't say I'm a neo-pagan. I just
No, no,
say
no,
I'm
no.
a pagan, babe.
Right.
I am a pagan. I do what I do. And the way I look at it is I am a pagan, like, and there's pagan religions, and then there's being a pagan. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, just as a pagan, I am a pagan now, as I would have been probably in the ancients. And I don't mean in the sense I do what I do now, as if I did it back then. I mean, I would have done my religion the way
Excuse
I
me.
would have done it with what I had at that time, and this is just the same thing at a different time, so
Right.
it's
Yeah.
all the same thing. I'm just doing what I do with what I have.
And the observance of nature and the surrounding area and the seasons and
Exactly.
giving thanks, you know. And,
Feed in the spirits.
mm, oh my God, you know what tomorrow is officially?
Maybon.
Maybon.
Yeah, this is the last day of summer. Don't make me cry, but it's the last day of summer.
Well, your eyes are already watering. Just let them flow. Just let them flow.
Oh, shut up. I feel like dog shit.
I'm sorry. I know it's sucky.
It's stuffy. That's why I feel so stuffed out right now. It's horrible.
Well, I mean, you and your freaking allergies. You're
It's
allergic to
horrible.
the world.
Because we're not from this world.
That's a whole nother topic of discussion.
Oh my god. That's kind of creepy.
What? No, it's not.
Yeah, the children scared me in this one.
Okay, well, think about the broader picture. We're talking about celebrating with children.
I forgot. Oh my god. I want to say something, but I can't say it on this live. It's about the two
Text.
women in the back. Well, I could say it because we got. Well, maybe I can't. I don't know. We got a couple over there. Whose kids are these? That's my question. We
That
got
could be.
three girls and one male. What's going on here? That's what I want to know.
Okay, well, I just said
Whose
people sitting.
children are these?
I said witches and pagans sitting around a fire talking and celebrating with candles at nighttime with children playing and running in the background. Like they're in the foreground, but whatever. Create
And
your
there's
own.
only
That was
two.
my
Like,
idea.
and there's only two. Like, who? Like, who?
Look, he gets around. Like, he's
He
propaganda.
gets yeah. Where who? I mean, no, these two children are siblings. They have the same hair color. They look the same, literally. Like they look related. So,
It
but
could have
like,
been
who is
Jess
it
Ann. It
with?
could have been Ruthie. We don't know.
I'm gonna go with the witch next to him.
Okay.
Now, who's
You
the other two witches? Are they gay?
sisters.
The other
Maybe.
sisters?
Like,
They could be gay. I love gay people. I
do
am a gay
you?
person. I am a
Exactly.
gay person. They could be
I
lesbian.
mean,
I'm down with it.
yeah, it could be a trouble, a throuple.
Okay, I'm not, okay. No, 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 no. We're not a quadruple thing. Okay, no, I don't. I mean, I don't know about that. Or
There
that,
could have
but
been shrooms involved. We don't know what's happening.
we don't know what's happening. I hope not. There's only two children and a giant fire, and they're running amok. I hope someone's sober watching them.
That one chick that doesn't fit, she's the one that's watching. That's the nanny.
The old crone, literally. See, I thought she was dating the witch next to her, but no, yeah, that's the nanny.
maybe they adopted. We don't know.
You know what? Maybe this is what I'm getting from this. You ready? There's
Mm,
there's the male witch and the female witch. They're sitting right next to each other. They're married. Those are the two children, right? Then the witch of the wife witch and the other witch next to her on the other side of the fire, they're twins because they look the same.
there you
They're
go.
twins. So that's their auntie, and then that's the mother or nanny. They could be rich. I don't know,
I mean, we don't know. But it
but you're
did
right. But is
that.
she the one watching them, or is she the? She's the one watching them, but also mixing the mushrooms for her kids and her
Yeah,
son-in-law.
yeah. She's just making sure everybody has a good time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Witchcraft.
Everybody,
I love it.
yeah, everybody goes on the trip that they want with those mushrooms. We just no judgment. You do you. Make yourself
Now we
happy.
have to. Now we
But like,
have to put that as a fucking as our
yeah,
thumbnail
because
so
we've
people
talked
know
about
what
it,
we're
and
talking
no
about
one.
it.
Yeah, exactly. No one can see it but me and you.
I will say, Curious Cat's dad would run a haunted house through their basement. That sounds
I
amazing.
Well, and the
Good morning, older girl.
good morning. The Back in the day, there was this neighborhood that we used to take the kids to, and it was like the ritzy neighborhood. And this chick, well, on one street you would have, and I want to do that this year. And in my dad's neighborhood, is you'd have somebody out there doing dogs and beer for the parents, like just
I'm
grilling.
fucking dead.
It was so nice. Oh, it was so nice. And so you would get a hot dog and a beer, and it would be free. It was just for whoever showed up. Like they had money to burn. And then this other house on another street, like I think it was like two streets back, there was this one lady that would open her house every year, and she would have games and prizes set up, and you'd go in, and the front door would just be open. There would be a line of kids and their parents. You'd go in, the kids would play the little game, win a little prizes. It would either be money candy or like an apple or whatever. And it was the best thing, and no one gave a shit. No one gave a
Yeah.
shit. Everybody was just doing what they wanted to do, letting the kids be free.
We're gonna do that when we're in Savannah.
Oh my God, yes. I
We're gonna
I
do
have
that.
so many dreams of making these holidays something special again for children from
Oh,
all
Joe,
walks
I'm
of
I'm
life.
thinking about the damn adults. I want to hand out beer to the adults. I want to be
No, I
like
do
Jared
too. I
Lucas.
wanted, fuck it, I'm doing it this year. I'm doing it this year. I'm going to buy 10 pounds of fucking hot dogs or more, however many that is. And we're going to grill because it's cheap. And my dad's neighborhood gets the most children, and people are on their golf carts, walking their dogs, like just walking their children in little trailers. Like, they come in droves. I want to go so out this year because we couldn't last year because of mom. And mom, this is what we did Norcross at one of their previous houses and another neighborhood. Everybody, we would have a theme, we would dress up. Alan would dress up in some jumpsuit and have a mask on, and he'd have old, what is it? What the thing that cuts down trees? A chainsaw with no chain on
Yeah.
it, and he would just
Yeah, yeah,
crank.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he'd crank that the minute the kids got close enough to like really get the full effect. He would jump out, crank that thing up, and scare it would like be schools of fish. Children would just go in groups and run and scream, and it was so funny. And then when they got to the end of this like driveway, they would turn around and start laughing, and it
Oh
would
my
just be a
god,
ball.
I love that so much.
Oh my God, we had so
Yeah.
much fun.
See, that's where I will say for the past like 11 years living in where I live,
Uh,
we don't have Halloween here. Like we don't have kids, we don't have nothing.
yeah.
We're in the middle of the woods. No one's coming out here for trick or treating. You know what I mean?
Well, in my neighborhood, it's a small neighborhood, and we only have like 4 kids, and nobody trick or treats. They all go to like the trunk or treats or the little main
Yeah.
drag
I hate
downtown.
trunk or treats. Oh
So do
my
I.
god.
The death of Halloween happened when trunk or treat started.
Started. I hate literally I rebel against them because how dare you? No,
Yeah.
you be a fucking be a real person. Go out. Go out to people's. Go out to these strangers' homes and start eating their food. I don't care.
Right. Like, make it fun, man. And, my mom passed last year, and everybody was so somber. And, it was right after it was like almost 30 days. And she died on the 30th of September, and then here comes the Halloween on the 31st of October. Nobody was in the mood to do anything. My dad was super depressed. I was super depressed. Like, everybody was just in a dark mood, and we didn't do shit. I didn't even buy
Yeah.
candy last year.
Yeah.
But this year, with my dad going through his treatments now, like, and he's got a better outcome
Yeah. A
and
better outlook.
a better outlook for sure. And he might be a little tired because he's going to be going through stuff, but he's like, yes, I want to decorate. I want to do this. Your mother would have loved this. And I want to celebrate that. That's a celebration for her as well as him to honor the things that she used to love. And Halloween, it used to be that like Halloween and Christmas were her biggest deals. And this year we want to observe them in a more proper manner, and I love that, and I'm glad he's on board.
No, honestly, and that no, I agree with you. I love that he's on board with that. I love that he's got that outlook and perspective, and that's
Mm-hmm.
half of you. It's the mind. You know what I mean? And you need to be willing to fight. You need to be willing. You need to be wanting. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you need to have positive energy and a positive outlook because that is what keeps people up.
Mm-hmm.
Having the negative outlook, that's what drains and takes away.
Yeah. And like, I know we all work and we're
And I
all
mean, come on, it's
tired.
fucking Halloween.
I know, but like, life gets away from people because we all know people that are just like, oh, I'm not going to do anything. It's not
Yeah.
worth it. It's a lot of hoopla for no reason for one day. And I'm like, no, you got a whole month. You got a
No,
whole month,
literally, you
bro.
have a whole bitch. You got two.
Right, September to the November 2nd.
Yeah, yeah,
You
literally.
get to just run amok, decorate your house in the most atrocious way possible to offend all your neighbors, like no one cares. And that's what I'm going to do. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm so sick of being tired of being tired. You know what I mean? I just want to do it. If I'm tired, fuck it. I can sleep tomorrow. I
Yeah.
can rest another day. I want to decorate. I want to do all the things because you know what? We only get this one time until we come back as something else, and God knows what I'm coming back as. I might be a cat for all I know. I'm not going to be
Oh,
doing shit as a cat. I mean, I
do you
might
have
be.
something back? I think I think I'm
You,
gonna be in the other world for a while.
you're just adamant about not coming back with me, but whatever.
I don't want to come back. There's no. I mean, look, I am so good. I'm so good. I'm
I'm
going
coming back
to. Why? What do you want
because
to
I
do?
I just I just I'm not done.
What is it here that you want in your next life that you can't have now? Huh?
A lot. Trust me. I want to be somebody's fat black cat lounging on there. I want to be Prue.
You want to be pro.
I want to be Prue.
All right. Well, if this is you in another life, just know I love you. I
I
love you.
know.
Hold
She is the cutest little thing. Oh my god.
on,
And my
hold on.
dad got his since he's, the world gave him a black. Have I told y'all the story of my dad's cat? Oh my god.
I don't think you told them.
So, as my mother was passing and half my like all my so in the time frame of my mom passing that year that we were waiting and watching and all that, I lost two uncles and an aunt, and then I think a cousin. I mean, it was just like one after another. And my dad, and then on top of that, all my mom and dad's cats died in that same time frame. Francisco, Boo, and Sassy. They all, and my dad was just distraught. He's like, I can't handle it. I don't want any more animals. I don't want anything else I have to take care of that's just going to leave me, you know. And then, so then all that happened, and then mom happened. And then all of a sudden it's been six, well, I think it was like 6 months, and he's starting to think about it. You know, he's sitting at home and he misses having a cat in his lap, and he goes and he's like, well, maybe I'll just look. Maybe I'll just look. He goes to the rescue, and he's been searching online. He wanted, what was it called? A Bohemian something or other. It was a black cat with amber eyes. I can't remember. A Bombay, I think. And he goes to the shelter here, and he's, you know, looks at all the cats, and he's kind of telling them what he's looking for in a personality of a cat. And they're like, well, we have all these available. Then we have one in the back that's in solitary confinement because she does not get along with other cats. I'm on a live, babe. And so we have her in the back because she just will not get along with anybody. Like, she loves humans, cannot stand cats, cannot stand other animals. And he's like, well, let me just look at her, you know. And her name, funny enough, was Clarice. I don't know if y'all know where that's from. It's a little movie we all know and love called The Silence of the Lambs.
Oh my god, he is an evil man deep down.
he's he's so funny. And so he goes back to look at Clarice, and sure enough, she's legit in a private room, just her and her little cat staying in a little bed. And he walks in the door. She walks up to him, purring, rubbing on his leg, and petting everything. And then, he walks out, and they're like, yeah. And he's like, well, I just don't know. I'm not sure about it. He goes out to the front of the shelter again. He starts looking around. He's like, you know what? I'm taking Clarice. I'm springing her. That's my cat.
Fucking,
So, so he's like, he
I
takes her
love it.
home. I know, he's so funny because he's like, well, we can't do with the name Clarice. We're just gonna have to get over that. We can't deal with it today. Your name is. It was Tuesday when he got her. He named her Ruby Tuesday,
Oh my
and
god.
that cat has been his best friend ever since. Like, he always talks about her. He's always buying stuff for her. He's got stuff all over the house for her. She follows him around like a little dog. That's his buddy. And this man thought he would never get another animal because he's older. He's 77 today. And he's
Happy
like,
birthday.
yep, happy birthday, Pop. And now he's like, that's his best friend. If he could take that cat anywhere with him, he would. But she's, again, fickle about other animals. So she'll never visit here. But, like, they just match so well together. And he had lost so much hope going through all the despair that he went through. And this one cat has just, like, woken him back up. And I love it. He's on his pagan journey. Like, he was already a pagan before mom passed, but now that mom's gone, he's like really digging into it. And he's doing all the things. He has jewelry made for himself that expresses his religion. Like, he's doing all the things. And I'm so proud of him. And then we get this horrible fucking news. And he's just like, minus anxiety and trepidation, of course, but he's had the best outlook.
It's because he's a pagan, bro.
Right. He just has things to look for. And now he's like, yes, we're gonna do, Yule, we're gonna do Halloween, we're gonna
I
do,
hate
tomorrow's
this. Why
neighbor.
can't I have a pagan family?
You do, babe. It's me. Shut
Yeah, yeah, gee, thanks.
up. you know. And he asks about Kevin all the time. When's Kevin coming down? What's Kevin doing? How's
Oh my
Kevin?
god. I told you about my dream, right? When I was flying down.
Oh yes, you did. You did.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was scary.
Mm-hmm.
Because it ended up being a weird, disturbing, scary dream.
Yeah, yeah. We're not gonna go there unless you want to.
Yeah.
But everything. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, but that, it speaks to the soul of a person on how just the smallest thing can make somebody like shift their whole perspective on their entire life. And it's so profound to some people. And some people have Jesus and their faith, and whatever. But like for him, he's like, I never knew. Like, he knew it, but he never practiced it because mom's beliefs were very different than dad's. She
Yeah.
was a witch and she was a pagan, but he is just a pagan. So he doesn't dive into the witchcraft aspect. He is solely just a pagan. And he is so much more happy, so more open to certain concepts that he would have never entertained 20 years ago. And
See.
it brings me joy seeing
What
him
like
excited.
stuff is he like getting really into?
Um Observance of the
The
natural
cycle.
world. Yeah, the
Yeah.
cycle, the natural world. Like he's really digging into, like, say, okay, we have Maven coming up, and I think he just finished reading about Maven in one of the books he bought, and he was thinking about doing, something special, but he didn't go into detail about what because he's not 100% sure because tomorrow's a big day for him in the medical side of things. So he's got a lot of apprehension. But then when we talk about, you know, observing of the Day of the Dead and Halloween and Samhain and all that, and he was like, yeah, like this is his time to shine. And the closer it gets, he's like, oh, I want to take all this out and whatever I don't want you can have, because he's got a little small house. It's just him. He doesn't want to do a whole lot of decorating, but he wants to do enough.
Yeah.
Whereas last year he did nothing, obviously. But this year he's really gotten into it, and the more he learns, he brings the things that speak to him the most into his everyday life, into his rotation. So it just makes me happy. Like,
You should have a fire tonight. For his
mm,
birthday. That's also a May birthday.
yeah, the only problem is I have to be at work. So I have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
I can't really observe the way I would like. If I didn't have work tomorrow, that would be a different story. I would
Yeah.
100, because he's got the fire pit and all the stuff. So that would be amazing. And now I'm not saying we're not going to do that here soon, because next week I think is the week I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we can explore a little bit, and do some things. And it's also still really warm here. It's getting cold, but it's still really warm here.
Yeah.
So it's not as
We are
practical.
getting very cold. I had my heat on last night.
Yeah, that's crazy to me because it's like going to be 80 degrees or so today. Last night it didn't get super cold. I think it stayed in the 70s.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's going to be 84 today, low of 66. So it'll be a little cooler tonight. But we'll see what happens. He's coming over. I'm making him his requested cupcakes and his requested dinner. We're having lasagna, and we're gonna have a good night and see what happens.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. Tell him I said happy
Mhm.
birthday. We
I
was
will.
thinking about him.
I will. He always asks about you. He misses you.
Yeah, I love that man.
Yeah, he's a pretty interesting guy. I mean, he not that he's.
You gotta get him. You gotta tell him. You gotta tell him. Be like, Kevin's been dying and yelling at me to get you to read this book.
I will. I will. You send me that picture and make sure I have the right one this time, right?
Yeah, yeah, the one you have.
Oh, it is the
Give
one.
him that.
That's right.
Yeah, give him that book. You don't need it yet. You don't need
Yeah.
it yet. Give him that book. Be like,
He.
here. Be like, birthday gift from Kevin. Take this.
Yeah, because I can always rebuy this. Mm. And
It
he's
is
almost
such
finished
a
with
good
the
book.
one he's reading now, so that'll be
Is it?
perfect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is the one you sent me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he said that book was written as if you know nothing. Like it is an absolute, because he's already read. He went down the path of the Wicca, and he bought Wicca for Dummies. He was like, "This is not me. I'm not into this." But because he was studying paganism, Wicca kept coming up. So he was like, "Well, maybe I'll dig into it." And he read the front to cover, and he was like, "Yeah, I cannot get down with everything, but I do like the paganism aspects they talk about in Wicca, like the
Yeah.
observance and stuff."
Yeah.
And
See,
I was like,
that's
"Cool."
where he's just like us, I swear, when it comes to the religion aspect.
Mhm, mhm,
Because what and that's the thing, that's what I love. When you observe the cycles and you celebrate and attune yourself through meditations, rituals, energy, whatever the fuck, and you actually participate in doing things, even if it's just hanging out with family and having a good time. You know what I mean? But
mhm,
or studying or doing real work. Like whatever the case is, as long as you acknowledge and attune yourself to it, your life, I swear, literally flows better because you are now connected. Because a lot of people feel like their life is going to hell and there's all this chaos and havoc, and everyone feels that way. No one is alone. But
Right.
sometimes it's because a lot of people are fighting the natural flow of literally just what is. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Especially
Mm-hmm.
during the time of year that they're in. And
Mm-hmm.
because of that rejection, a lot of more chaos happens and manifests that is unnecessary. So once the human being that is the natural, that is just like nature, like with the trees, starts to attune and become that way energetically, things literally flow and naturally become better. I don't know how to explain it very good. I have sinus issues, people.
Well, no, I get where you're going. I'm just going to say it differently.
Please.
When you go with the flow, you meet less resistance, and that
Yeah.
plays into everyday life. If you keep trying to fit yourself into the 9 to 5 world, because let's face it, we have to, whether it be 9 to 5, 7 to 4, whatever it is, you're fitting into somebody else's time slots. Okay, you have to do that in your mundane life, of course, because that's just life. However, when you get home and you're in your quiet place and you're free to observe how you wish and practice how you want, if you stop resisting the flow that you are naturally pulled to, then a lot of other resistance that plays into your life will also cease to exist. And you will be more aligned with your natural self.
Yes, literally. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Curious Cat,
Because
I'm in South
I
Carolina too, and it is too dang hot right now. I don't know if you're upstate or coastal, but I'm coastal, and it's still too damn hot.
uh, uh,
Speaking of
yeah.
which, I want to bring up that I was in Charleston Friday,
Yes.
and
Anything spooky?
there were some interesting things going on with certain objects at the Civil War Museum and down in the like around the Battery area. Nothing severe, but just noticeable.
Uh-huh.
And it is an interesting place. I have only been to Charleston one other time, and it was very brief, and it was in the middle of COVID, so it was miserable. But the time we went Friday with a couple of friends was it was so nice. I didn't realize how much does not hold a candle to Savannah. Let me just say, I have my preference.
Yeah,
But it
okay, good.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no.
She's
One,
replacing me, guys.
I am not absolutely not. You could never be replaced. But the historical aspects of Charleston don't, I mean, they're there, they're present. I appreciate them and they're very interesting, a lot of them. But the layout of the city itself, Savannah just is so much better. It's so much more spread out. It's not as crowded. It's not as clustered. And even though that you're literally walking on top of dead people, and you are walking on top of dead, let me tell you, we went to get to the Battery. You have to pass the old auction place, if you understand what I'm saying, from back in the day when people was selling people, and that was an interesting place.
Oh, I didn't get what you were saying, but now I'm caught up.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That was very interesting and very magnetically charged. I don't know another word to say it, but there was a lot going on that wasn't going on, if you get my meaning. And people, even though we're surrounded by historical stuff, the amount of people that were on their phones on tours, like, yeah, they're in their phone yet on a tour to observe the surrounding area, drove me nuts. I was like, bro, none of y'all are paying attention to this shit.
Yeah.
Like the little Civil War museum that sits above the market area, which is kind of like the French Quarter open air market, but very much smaller. Um, I mean, there was just so much that we spent 2 hours in this little bitty building that would fit my living room, kitchen, and dining room. It was very small, and we were in there for hours just looking and listening and reading plaques and going through books. Dylan went through the names of Civil War people to find his family name and found 2 or 3 pages of his name.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
but his family literally was born and bred here in South Carolina, and the town of McClellanville is his great 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 grandparents, like they established it.
Yeah.
So he has ties to the land. Good morning, Rowan. And
Good
then
morning, Rob.
so it was interesting for him.
I'm putting your rosary on right now. The one you made
Oh,
me.
nice.
What are the odds?
But it was just very fun. But just looking at because me and Alan don't get on our phones when we're out in public unless we have to look up a location. Like we're observing what's around us, and it was just astounding. Like everybody was in their phones, and I'm like, what was the point of paying the $80 to get on a carriage ride to look at and be talked to and be shown stuff if you're not even going to pay attention? Like that shit drives me
Exactly.
nuts.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But oh, my legs are so sore. We walked 5, 6, 7 miles. It was ridiculous. Oh yeah, you're on Indian land. I bet there are a lot of spirits. The
Who's on
border
Indian
between
land?
North and South Carolina. Curious cat. I told her where I was, and she was like, "Oh, I'm on the border of North and South Carolina." That, uh, we drive up there to go to Maggie Valley a couple times a year, and it's beautiful. I love that area.
See, I'm a northerner. I don't know where you people are.
Well, when you become a Southerner, we're gonna do all the things.
I hope.
We will. There's no hope needed. We will. Also, I want to say I got a new tarot deck. I know you know about it. They didn't know about it. I got the Rider
No.
Waite Radiant, and let me tell you, my favorite deck. One of my favorite decks. Top five. Top five. Love it. Love it. My Hecate Rowan, if you're still listening, that Hecatean Path Oracle you sent me for I don't remember what holiday it was. It's my favorite. Like it is my favorite. Ask Kevin every time I have a problem, question, or we need to do a reading. Hecate comes out every
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Kevin, I'm still a Jersey girl. Curious Cat's a Jersey girl too.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, that's why I spend my summers on the during the Jesus Christ, I can't speak. My
Mm,
summers I spend at the Jersey Shore. So
yeah, he does. He be shoring it up,
I do. I really be
looking
doing.
like a golden god.
I really be doing. And now I look like a pale wasty ghost. So
You are such a lie. Stop lying to people.
okay, so I have my quote unquote Renaissance outfit on, even though
Oh,
it's just what I
I wish I
pieced
would have
together.
known. I would have sent you mom's cloak sooner had I known you were doing the Ren Fair.
I totally forgot about it.
That's okay. I need to get it in the mail. And you need to mail me those rosebud things because I want some of your rosebuds. I want some rosebuds, those cute little rosebuds.
Okay, I got a text saying someone's in my car, even though I'm looking at my car and I don't see anyone. So I'm gonna
What?
kill my neighbor. But
It's the
we
yeah,
should wrap this up because I have to
yeah,
literally get ready for the unfair.
yeah. I've got to start baking, or I'll never get it done before everybody shows up. Everybody
Yeah,
being the one person.
yeah. All
But
right,
this was
guys. Well,
fun.
thank you. Yeah, no, this was awesome. I'm glad we did this.
Me too. Me
Next
too.
time we will have cameras on and I won't be so distracted getting ready for a fair.
That's okay. I look like hammered dog meat right now because I need to dye my hair, and we have just been up like for 5 minutes when we started talking, so we were just not looking the best.
Yeah, 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 we were. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you guys in the next video. Dark Moon's coming up soon.
Oh
It's
yeah, we got to do
tomorrow
that.
or
Like
tonight.
it's tonight, but
Yeah,
we gotta pick a date because I don't remember what date we discussed.
yeah.
It's in
All
our
right. All right. Well, we'll talk to you guys. Thank you so much. And as always, check in that description for our shop link.
all right. Y'all have a good
All
day.
right. Bye, guys.
Bye.